Now, in part 2, we zoomed in on the basic Ableton interface. First, I want to show you the complete backing session that I pre-recorded. So let's fast forward to include all the elements of the jigsaw. Don't worry, I'll go back later and show how I built it up step by step. For the benefit of Ableton beginners, the default layout is a spreadsheet-like session view where vertical columns represent tracks, typically different instruments like drum, bass, and so on. Each separate cell or slot in a column represents a specific clip. These are your main building blocks like a repeating bass line or drum rhythm. Ableton naturally has a more conventional timeline view too, but Ableton encourages you to start with this session view so you can set up your array of clips and then mix and match different clips in real time like a DJ or pre-schedule the running order. Let me demonstrate. Let's look at a simple bass line I recorded using the MIDI keyboard. At the bottom you can see a kind of mini timeline musical score of just this clip with the MIDI keyboard notes from top to bottom and the time from left to right. This clip is 2 bars long and will keep looping until I select another clip in this track or tell it to stop. Let's play this loop. And here's some simple drums I recorded using the keypad on the MIDI keyboard. Let's play them together. Now I can choose a fancier one for each instrument. Here's a fancier drum track, a fancier bass. I haven't selected them yet to play, but I'll do that now and they'll just kick in. There we go. Now, keep these going, repeating in their little loop. Let's add trumpets. They'll just come on in right here, as long as I click within 2 bars of the end. Here come the trumpets. Da, da, da. Also recorded on the MIDI keyboard earlier. Now, let's go for a fancier drum track. Here's a nice one from the Ableton library. Go. Comes in right on cue. Now we can mix and match these clips. In this case, all are at 120 beats per minute, 4 beats to a bar or measure, and these loops I'm demonstrating are all 8 bars or 8 measures long for this example. So 4 beats times 8 bars equals 32 beats in a loop, and the little clock keeps going round and round, counting 32 beats and starting again, which enables you to sync clips during live performance or recording. Now, to keep perfect time and synchronization, I only have to start a clip within the final 2 bars of other running clips. It will hold off until the exact right moment. This is called quantization. Here comes. Get this one going. Pow. Change drum clips. Okay, starts at the right moment. The reason is this quantization. Now, you can set it yourself, this menu on the top. I've set it for 2 bars. You can set it to other periods of time, but basically if it's too big a number you spend a lot of time waiting around, and if it's too small you have to push buttons super fast. So for novices like me, 2 bars is pretty good. Okay, I'm going to stop this now. Mixing and matching of clips is great for experimentation, improvisation, DJ work, and so on. But for recording and performing, once you've settled on a running order for your clips, you probably want a more stable arrangement. For example, songs often have A and B parts, chorus, verse, and so on. So to assist you, Ableton encourages you to organize your clips in horizontal rows called scenes, with a master track on the right showing the specific scenes. One click on the little play button for each scene is sufficient to play all the clips in that row. Even better, you can program a little automation step saying what happens when that scene is finished. I wanted an intro, an A part, B part, C part as dictated by the melody, and a little finish or outro, as you can see on the labels I provided. If I select the intro scene, not going to hit the play button, just select it, you can see down in the lower left that it has been programmed to have a follow action. That launches the next scene after 2 bars. And the scene A has a similar action, except in this case it lasts for 8 bars. There are other kinds of follow actions you can have: no action, play again, previous, stop, and so on. Now, scene B unusually lasts for 10 bars because that's how it was composed. Scene C is back to 8 bars. That's where I added a fancier drum clip, and I also played the part A melody on the mandolin an octave higher for greater impact. The outro scene has a follow action called stop, so that's where it all ends. So I only need to click on the play button on the intro scene and everything else will happen automatically. Let's play this backing track through from start to finish and then superimpose my playing along with it on electric mandolin. Let's have one more run through, but this time we're going to use the arrangement timeline view that we talked about earlier. Over in the upper right, one can switch between the session view that we normally use and the arrangements view. And here's what happens when we bring back the timeline. You'll now be able to follow the drum, bass, trumpets, and mandolin tracks as they unfold. Let's listen.